Welcome to On With The Show, where we delve into the intriguing stories that have shaped the world of performing arts. I'm your host, Leo Sullivan. Join me as we explore a simple theft court case that damaged the career of an actress that wasn't even the accused. Clara Bow was Hollywood's most unlikely sweetheart who almost lost it all. So without further ado, let's dive into the spotlight and explore the stories behind the curtain. This is On With The Show. It was a chilly morning in Los Angeles on January 13th, 1931, and the city's press was gathering outside the county courthouse to catch a glimpse of Clara Bow, one of the world's most celebrated movie stars, as a sensational trial began against her former secretary, Devoe, on 35 charges of grand theft. Clara Bow was born into extreme poverty on July 29th, 1905, in Brooklyn, New York. Clara's mother suffered from psychosis, and her father was frequently out of work and often absent from her life. In 1921, against her mother's wishes but with her father's support, Clara entered and won the Brewster's Publication magazine's annual nationwide acting contest, Fame and Fortune. Bow won an evening gown and a silver trophy, and was cast in her first silent film, Beyond the Rainbow, produced late in 1921 in New York City, and released February 19, 1922. Bow did 5 scenes, but was cut from the final print. Undeterred, on July 22, 1923, she left New York behind for Hollywood, where she signed with Preferred Pictures. By 1924, Bow appeared in 8 releases, 2 of which were released on the same day. On April 12, 1926, Bow signed her first contract with Paramount on a wage of what is now $13,500 per week. She appeared in 46 silent films, including Wings in 1927, which won Best Picture at the first Academy Awards. Although one of Hollywood's biggest stars, Clara's refusal to shake off and cover up her working-class background and bohemian lifestyle made her an outcast among the elites of the time. In Photoplay magazine in 1929, Bow is quoted as saying, "They yell at me to be dignified, but what are the dignified people like? The people who are held up as examples for me. They are snobs, frightful snobs. I'm a curiosity in Hollywood. I'm a big freak because I'm myself." In early 1929, Clara was teetering on bankruptcy and facing foreclosure on her house. She hired her hairdresser and close friend, Daisy Devoe, as her personal secretary to help manage her finances. Daisy had arrived in LA in 1923 after graduating from beauty college in St. Louis. She was employed in 2 beauty parlors before finding work with Paramount Studio, where she met Clara Bow. Clara opened a special account into which her paychecks were deposited and from which Daisy was instructed to pay Clara's bills. 22 months after hiring Daisy, Clara was financially healthy. All seemed well until in late 1930, Daisy overheard a conversation between Clara and her then boyfriend and future husband, fellow actor Rex Bell. Bell believed Daisy was stealing from Clara and encouraged Clara to fire her. In contrast, Daisy believed Bell was taking money from Clara himself. Daisy decided to leave quietly, stating in a police report that Miss Bow was drunk, and if I'd gotten into any argument with her, she would have tried to kill me, because she tried to once before. On November 10, 1930, Los Angeles newspapers reported Clara and Daisy had parted ways. According to a later DA investigation, Daisy asked for a severance package of $125,000, worth over $2 million today. She said, "I think it would be to her advantage to keep my mouth shut. One more slam in the papers, and Clara is through in pictures." Clara interpreted this request as blackmail, and Rex Bell notified the police. On her departure from Clara's house, Daisy had taken Clara's diamond jewellery, a sapphire ring, and all of Bow's insurance papers. In addition, Daisy had taken $20,000 worth of cashier's checks and a mass of personal papers, including personal correspondence. In modern terms, the amount of checks taken was over $250,000. Daisy was arrested on November 6, 1930, and she was interrogated for 27 hours. She refused to sign a confession, and although no charges were filed against her at the time, she was jailed without the ability to contact a lawyer. The DA's office raided Daisy's safe deposit box without a warrant to find evidence with which to incriminate her. Daisy filed a false imprisonment suit against DA Fitz, and as a defense response against that suit, DA Fitz induced a grand jury to indict Daisy on 35 counts of grand theft, each carrying a 1 to 10 year sentence. However, Devoe announced that she would countersue for several $1,000s that she alleged was owed to her by Clara Bow for back pay and expenses. Daisy's trial began on January 13, 1931, amidst a carnival-like atmosphere with thousands of people surrounding the LA County Courthouse. Daisy's attorney quickly directed the jurors' attention onto Clara's roaring 20s flapper lifestyle. According to information gleaned from cancelled checks, Bow spent over $350,000, the equivalent of $6 million today, between February 1929 and October 1930 on clothing, cars and lavish parties, including payments for whiskey, which at the time was illegal under the Prohibition Act. Clara explained repeatedly under questioning that she had authorised Devoe only to draw checks for her own salary and for household expenses. At one point, Clara leaned forward in the witness box and remarked, "Go ahead and sneer, Daisy. That's all right." The personal papers Daisy had taken were entered into evidence, including endearments to well-known Hollywood personalities such as cabaret artist Harry Richman, actor Gary Cooper, film director Lothar Mendez, and her future husband, actor Rex Bell. The trial was reported on in newspapers around the world, and tabloid papers of the time accused Clara Bow of having a drug addiction, participating in drunken sex sprees with entire American football teams, and bestiality with her dog. Frederick Genau, publisher of the Coast Reporter, created a 60-page document titled Clara's Secret Love Life as Told by Daisy, for which he was jailed for 8 years for sending obscene materials through the mail. The court case quickly began to take its toll on Clara's career. The Riverside Board of Censorship barred one of Clara's films, announcing, "Our action in barring the film was taken because of the notoriety given the actress in the Los Angeles trial. In addition, in the Depression-ravaged 30s, she was attacked as a symbol of the dissolute entertainment industry." In his closing remarks to the jury, Chief Prosecutor David Clark declared that Devoe had plotted deliberately to get everything she could lay her hands on when she learned she was to be discharged. Quoted in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette on January 22, 1931, he said, "She paid all of her outstanding bills with Miss Bow's money. Then she got hold of the cancelled checks and the actress's love letters, the one to hide because she knew that if it was found it would reveal her guilt, and the other to use as blackjack on the actress if her act should be discovered." When the sensational news of the alleged affair made the newspapers, Miss Devoe made a final effort to hush it up. She went to Miss Bow's attorney and demanded $125,000 or she would give the love letters to the papers. It was blackmail. And what a picture Miss Devoe saw in her mind. The love letters of a famous actress on the front pages. In the same article, Devoe's defense lawyer, Nathan Friedman, stated, "Miss Bow was no businesswoman. She had no time to analyze everything, no time to analyze her future, and she hired Miss Devoe to do this. Only the foresight of Miss Devoe provided the actress with what she has today." After 3 days of deliberations, the jury, comprising of 7 men and 5 women, found Daisy Devoe guilty on only one of the over 30 counts of grand theft. This was for a check of $25, $450 today, written just 2 days before Devoe was fired, which was used to purchase a fur coat. According to the Townsville Daily Bulletin of the 26th of January 1931, 3 of the 5 women jurors and 2 male jurors were weeping when the jury lined up. Matrons and flappers in the crowd also cried. Daisy Devoe was reported to have wept uncontrollably with her head in her hands and asking, "If they convict me at all, why not on all counts?" A juryman stated the verdict was a compromise, as 4 jurors voted for conviction on 35 counts and another faction leaning towards a full acquittal. The Imperial Valley Press of California also reported on January 26, 1931, that Ida Devoe, Daisy's mother, collapsed as her daughter was returned to jail. A motion for a new trial was made by William A. Byrne, noted criminal attorney, who came into the case at Miss Devoe's request to aid her in her fight for freedom. Byrne said he had 11 points upon which he will seek another trial for the former secretary. Clara Bow is quoted as regretting the necessity of the court proceedings and hoped that they would be lenient towards Devoe. A new trial never took place, and Daisy was sentenced to 18 months' imprisonment. The stress of the trial and years of overwork by Paramount Studios led to Clara having a physical and emotional breakdown. In spite of this, Paramount forced Clara Bow to return to work to finish a movie. When it bombed at the box office, the studio was convinced she no longer had any star value and that her scandals made her a liability. Clara was admitted to the Glendale Sanatorium in May 1931. Paramount Studio executives denied that Bow's illness would terminate her career, but Clara decided to retire from the film business and live a quiet life out of the public eye. Her contract with Paramount was terminated by mutual consent, and she moved to Rex Bell's Nevada ranch. As for Daisy Devoe, during her trial, she had confronted her prosecutors Byrne Fitz and David Clark by telling them, "You two are railroading me, and you'll both come to a bad end because of it." 4 months after Daisy's conviction, Chief Prosecutor D.A. Clark was charged with double murder. Bow returned to acting, and after successfully transitioning into talkies and making 11 films, she retired from acting in 1933. She had a failed suicide attempt in 1944 and passed away in 1965, aged 60. Daisy died in 1996 at the age of 92.